Elbow are here with 12th album, I think.
Wow,
I've
that's a lot.
plucked that out of the ether. I don't know if that is true. Who knows? Audio Vertigo. I hope one of you is fact checking that. I can't imagine either of you are.
I can't count
It's
that.
definitely called Audio Vertigo, mate. Yeah, well done.
It's their first album since
The last.
the last one, which came out in I hate
It's
Spotify.
the
2021.
11th album, I think.
I've just got cramp in my
So
foot.
close.
I don't know actually. Cramp galore tonight. Jeez.
Anyway,
11th
they're
album.
here. And Liam,
Godfrey.
you've had a great time, haven't you?
I really have, guys. Let me tell you,
About it.
as someone who's never listened to Albo, really, apart from the hits, you know the hits, you know the ones I'm talking about.
We all know that.
Grounds for Divorce, One Day Like This, that sort of thing. That's basically it. That's as far as it goes for me. This was a complete surprise, a complete shock, a complete surprise. Because I'd always
wickedly talented.
I don't know why I've never listened to Albo. It's been for no particular reason. In my mind, for some reason, I think that people think of them like Coldplay, and I think I've just made that up. Do they?
No. Well, they're not cool, are they?
Is that true? I'm not sure if
Well,
I've gaslit myself that all this is that's the case, because you know
I
Grounds
like
for
Elbow.
Divorce was a tune back in the day. I'm sure everyone liked that, but they do seem uncool for some reason. So I've never bothered to listen to them. In my mind, this is just going to be like what most bands that have brought an album out in the last couple of years that have been going for a long time sound like. I feel I'm awful at thinking of examples, but what have we listened to lately where that's the case? Some albums.
Correct.
Some albums that we've covered.
Let's just mouth it and do it in the edit.
Yeah, those ones. I really can't think. But I want to say not the Kooks. Oh, fuck, that's annoying. Anyway, I feel like a lot of bands that have been around for a long time are releasing the same albums as of late. They're kind of all going to the same route where they're trying to stay a little bit indie, but they're very much leaning into the pop and they're losing themselves completely. They're nothing like they used to sound. They're just essentially just selling out at this point. Elbow. My guy, Garvey. This, I'm genuinely surprised at the kind of the level of, I'm going to say reinvention. I don't know what the last album sounded like. I can only assume that they've reinvented themselves because it sounds so
Sounds like a reinvention.
Sounds like a reinvention. It sounds so fresh, so modern. You can kind of sound that you can hear that they haven't always sounded like that, if that makes sense, without listening to them. It definitely feels like they've stepped up again without having listened to the other stuff. It's a very weird, almost like top-down view of the album, but genuinely just a great time. Like such level of kind of like musicianship is so high, just fat stonkers throughout. Guy sounds great, the lyrics are great. A great variety of songs throughout the album. It's got a great kind of ebb and flow throughout the album. I know I mentioned in the chat that it feels like the big moments are very evenly spread throughout. Just very impressive. Very
pacing.
impressive. Great pacing. Oh yeah, great pacing.
Bass lines are a real treat throughout this entire album. And unique as well. Like just odd things. I think we made the comparison. Was it Love Asleep, the first single?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Where I think I've said it, but I think we agreed that it was a bit like Radiohead-ish at times.
Yeah.
Some of the sort of
there's a couple of tracks I think that about.
Rhythmic natures of that. You mentioned obviously the debut has a little bit of a tranquility bass vibe about it, and I do get there's another album. Yeah, there's another song later on the album. I can't remember what it is now, where it feels a bit Alex Turner vocally and lyrically, modern day Alex Turner. But yeah, it really shocked us, this album, hasn't it?
It just doesn't feel like a band that's kind of been in the world for that long, and like a kind of a popular, like at the front. Do you know what I mean? Like it feels like a band that's been owning their craft in the shadows for years. There's so many like really interesting little guitar parts that like a band that have been their level of mainstream, which you know they're not like the biggest band in the universe, but I feel like everyone's heard of Elbow. Everyone recognises those album covers whether you listen to them or not. It's so like they just sound so much younger than I guess they are, in a weird way. And
Mm.
that's not a slight or a negative at all. It just they're so kind of on the pulse with a lot of that, and also very. It feels like they're pushing the boundaries in a lot of way, which is probably where their kind of breadth of knowledge and expertise of playing for however many years is coming through. Yeah, it's magic. How long has it been since they've been together? When was the first album? 2001.
Wow.
So 23 years later. And it sounds like music that a 23-year-old would make. So I think that's pretty all right.
Yep. I think
Pretty hard
they
going, yeah.
I think they picked the right singles from the album.
Yeah.
But other than them, my favorite is the opener. I mean, it's probably because there is a bit of a harkening towards Tranquility Base, but I just think it's a great
Vladimir
sets the
Harkonnen.
tone. Sorry, I genuinely didn't hear what you said.
Vladimir Harkonnen? Sorry.
But yeah, no, Elbow are a band that I've always wanted to go and listen to the
them.
albums. Yeah, but there's 10 other albums, and that's a lot. But what I will say is Montparnasse off Little Fictions is one of my favourite songs of all time. And if neither of you have listened to it, despite my recommendation in the
I
group
did
chat,
actually
Yeah, I didn't
give
care
it a go,
for it,
and I
yeah.
didn't really care about
No,
it
I
at all.
didn't
Man.
either.
oh well,
Really
fuck you
surprised
both.
it was your favourite.
It must be
honest.
a time and
Fuck you
place
both.
thing for you, that Carl, surely, because it didn't sound like great.
I just think lyricism, Gagavi's lyricism is always great.
No.
But imagine calling
I
your
know.
baby Guy. Let's be honest here, guys. Guy. It suits.
Let's not make it personal.
No. As an adult, it's great. It's just funny to think. It's like a kid called Paul. Do you know what I mean? A little baby called
Oh.
Paul. Can I say, guys? Guy. Out there, Guy.
You can't keep on saying that. man.
It's
They're nice now.
Baloo.
Yeah.
Stinks.
Baloo.
Just
absolutely
stinks, doesn't it? Honks, mate.
Fantastic song. Other than that,
I think that is my favourite off the album, if I'm honest.
I think it may be mine. Other than that, and the other singles, Knife Fight and the closer From the River, I think are really great as well.
Oh yeah.
I love the way
those are
Knife Fight
really
just
good.
comes in. I think it's
Mm.
it's such a cool way of starting a song.
Well, the transition from where is it into Baloo, where he says give it fat
Yes.
wide wheels, it's just perfect. Great.
Yes, it really is. Yeah, just a great album. Very surprised, very pleased, and happy to receive this gift. Bountiful gift from
Mm.
Guy and the guys.
What would we rate it?
In previous weeks I'd have probably rated this an 8, but based on the Francis of Delirium review we've just done, where I said I'd been a little bit too generous in future, I'm going to start being harsh, so I'm going to give this a 7. But it's through no fault of your own, Elbow.
See,
It's me.
See, interestingly,
You've gone the
I
wrong
feel
way
like
there.
I feel like yeah, I can only possibly give this a 9. Given I just gave Francis
Wow.
Delirium an 8. I definitely not that I didn't enjoy that album, whatever, but like this is a step above the rest.
Well, I'm going to give it an 8, because I am, and that's just down
That's
to my opinion, really, isn't it? So
I would like to state that the highs are higher on this album, but consistently. No, in terms of, I prefer the whole album of FOD, but yeah, the highs are higher on here. Great tunes. Yes, well done.
so a Fool's rating of 8 there. Congratulations, Elbow. We hope you enjoyed the review, and go listen to the album if you haven't. It slaps. Goodbye. Subscribe and ding the bell and comment and stuff.
Please do. Goodbye.
Goodbye.